Unlike the painting from the Dutch Golden Age, this film sadly won't go down as a great work of art. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 problems with the Goldfinch movie. For this list, we're taking a look at the reasons why John Crowley's adaptation of Donna Tartt's novel was met with a mostly lukewarm response following its TIFF premiere. Number 10. It wastes promising source material. They say the book is always better than the movie, especially when the story has been described as unfilmable. While the source material wasn't without its detractors, The Goldfinch quickly flew off the shelves as 2013's must-read book. In addition to receiving acclaim from literary giants like Stephen King, Tartt's novel won the 2014 Pulitzer Prize for fiction. Fans knew that adapting this grand tale to the screen would be no easy task, but surely some of the book's greatness would rub off on the movie, right? Alas, the gripping narrative that made Tartt's book such a page-turner gets lost in this jumbled film version. Even if you took the book out of the equation, this film would still be one big missed opportunity.
Please tell me it isn't true.
Number 9. It squanders a talented cast. The Goldfinch has no shortage of A-listers like Nicole Kidman and Sarah Paulson, as well as talented rising stars like Ansel Elgort and Oakes Fegley as the protagonist Theo. Unfortunately, each actor is basically given one note to work with.
Mrs. Barber, I am so sorry.
I don't need to tell you about loss.
Sarah Paulson gets saddled playing a stereotypical sleazy girlfriend who's constantly chewing gum and drinking wine. Luke Wilson does what he can playing a one-dimensional deadbeat dad who only cares about his son's money. As much as we adored Finn Wolfhard in Stranger Things and the It movies, his over-the-top East Slavic accent makes Zoya the Destroyer sound legit.
There's something important I have to tell you.
We don't blame the actors per se, as they're all enormously talented and are clearly trying here. They simply needed a superior script and better direction.
To lose something that should have been immortal.
Number 8. It's a disappointing directorial follow-up. The Goldfinch possesses major talent both in front of and behind the camera. Director John Crowley rose to prominence with the Best Picture-nominated Brooklyn, leaving us all eager to see what he'd bring to the silver screen next.
There. That's better. Now you don't look like you came in for milking the cows. Is that what I looked like?
On paper, Crowley certainly seemed like a worthy candidate to adapt The Goldfinch, which, like his previous film, tells a coming-of-age story that's mostly set in New York. Crowley's latest cinematic outing lacks the heart and focus that made audiences fall in love with Brooklyn, though. From a technical standpoint, The Goldfinch is a well-crafted movie, which is to be expected when you have Roger Deakins supplying the cinematography. As attractive as the movie can look, however, it's clouded by an inconsistent tone and meandering story structure.
The sooner we get back to a normal routine, the better.
Number 7. It tries too hard. This is one of those movies that comes off as hungry for attention, acting as if it's doing something bold and new. Like Collateral Beauty, The Goldfinch isn't nearly as profound or innovative as it aspires to be.
Oh my God, does nobody ever watch anything longer than 8 seconds anymore?
The film touches upon terrorist attacks, substance abuse, and grief. Where the book took the time to explore these issues, Peter Straughn's screenplay feels as if it's missing several vital pages.
This is the one I was talking about.
For a movie that tries to tackle such serious subjects, there aren't any real consequences in the long run. The filmmakers want to make a strong emotional connection with their audience, but they don't know what they want to say. We're thus left with a film that's laced with heavy drama and tragedy, but little humanity.
I'm so glad you came back to us.
Number 6. It's so melodramatic. The general mood of The Goldfinch comes off as so melodramatic that you'd swear this was either written for the Lifetime channel or daytime television.
When I lost her, I lost sight of any landmark that might have led me someplace happier.
To be fair, legitimate drama can shine through in melodrama. Far From Heaven and Carol, both Todd Haynes movies, are 2 prime examples.
It's not your fault, Therese.
Unlike those films, however, little about The Goldfinch feels natural or relatable. Every person is artificial, every plot point is manipulative, and every life lesson is unearned. The film is deprived of anything resembling joy or wonder, which makes it especially uncomfortable when the movie tries to incorporate moments of quirky humor. Then, just when you think the movie can't get any more cloying, it shoehorns in a message about how the world works in mysterious ways.
You never know What's going to decide your future?
Number 5. The Plot Is Convoluted. Where the book told a primarily linear story, the film frequently bounces between Theo's childhood and adulthood. In some movies like Slumdog Millionaire, a non-linear approach can make for an effective character study, examining how far our protagonist has come over time.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a player!
The problem with the Goldfinch is that we never see Theo truly evolve as a person. Instead of blurring the lines between the past and present, the film jumps around time periods with little rhyme or reason.
Now, you must tell me, what have you been doing with your life?
Dealing antiques?
The nonlinear structure is not only pointless, but also makes the story increasingly difficult to follow. Rather than getting caught up in the drama or the overarching mystery, we're regularly left asking ourselves, what's going on? Where is this going? And why should we care?
It's like he sent me exactly where I needed to be and to who I needed to be with.
Number 4. It goes on forever. If Avengers Endgame proved anything, it's that audiences will gladly sit through a lengthy movie, as long as it holds their attention.
What? I see this as an absolute win.
Viewers can expect to check their watches and phones more than a few times watching The Goldfinch, which prattles on for just under 2.5 hours. It's only natural that a film like this would have a sizable runtime, seeing how the book was 784 pages.
Mom, I've got a guest for you.
Even with that bloated runtime though, this movie somehow comes off as both overdone and undercooked. The film doesn't take the time to flesh out its characters, most of whom come and go at random. Since we don't come to identify with these people or their struggles, The Goldfinch seems even longer than it actually is.
Before and after. Everything is before and after. In the middle is the painting.
Number 3. It packs too much into one movie. There's a difference between having several subplots and having several main plots competing for the spotlight.
It was my fault she died.
The film starts off as something of an Oliver Twist fable about a young boy searching for a family. By the conclusion, it turns into an intense crime gone wrong thriller. How did we get from point A to point B? Who knows?
Even the tiniest things mean something.
The movie juggles so many story threads and characters that we can rarely keep track. If a film adaptation was going to work, more cuts needed to be made and the story had to be simplified. If the filmmakers wanted to cover everything, they should have just made a miniseries instead. As is, The Goldfinch is like watching multiple soap operas at the exact same time.
I thought everything would be broken forever.
Number 2. It's boring. How could a movie that literally opens with a bang be so explosively dull?
The boy whose mother was killed.
With a tragic bombing, a mysterious art theft, and a protagonist desperately seeking redemption, The Goldfinch should have been an easy film to make fascinating. Yet somehow the filmmakers turn in a snooze fest that even the politest viewers will find themselves yawning at.
I know you were there, and I know what else was in that room.
The movie is swarming with tedious scenes and even entire plot lines that go nowhere, causing us to lose more interest with each passing second. You'll go into The Goldfinch wanting to love it, especially if you read the book. By the time the film limps to its unsatisfying conclusion though, all you'll want is the past 149 minutes back.
Look at the map. Where were you when it happened?
I don't remember.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. It's failed Oscar bait. When the first trailer for The Goldfinch hit, it looked like we were in store for an emotional powerhouse.
We are an awful lot alike, Theo. What we both went through.
The fact that it was premiering at the Toronto International Film Festival only gave us more reason to believe the early Oscar buzz. If a movie is made with the intention of winning awards, however, it can backfire drastically. Rather than simply telling a good story, The Goldfinch seems more concerned about checking off all the items on the Academy's wish list.
Is your mother dead too? Yes.
the film is anything but subtle in its shameless ploys to win over Oscar voters, making the final product look like an impression of every Academy Award winner. Just because a movie has gold in the title does not mean it's destined for Oscar gold.
Maybe sometimes good can come from bad.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.